Guys, I messed up. When you pull off of a road, you're supposed to stop and probe it first. I didn't. That happens. Yeah, that sucks. So the ground is actually fairly firm. It's just this one spot got a little moist. Now my ultimate problem here isn't that the wheel is down. It's that I can actually move and have play on the wheel. The problem is, see all that dirt down there? Yeah, all that dirt down there is hitting the bottom of the van. That causes a lift, lifts the tires off. We completely lose all traction. So I need to dig out enough of a hole to get the bottom out. Now this side over here, not so bad. So if we look down on this side, you'll see that really the biggest piece is over on that side over there. So yeah, the positives here. Well, I'm in Slab City, which means there is an abundance of people. There are so many people here. If I'm really stuck, I can get help out. The other advantage of being in Slab City, the place is one giant junkyard. So there's all sorts of things from towels to used underwear. I hope you can't see that I have to pick from. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, if I head on over to this cubby over here, well, there's some shoes. Oh, there's some carpet. Carpet will actually help a lot. And there's two pieces of it. And I have actually a bed frame. There's a lot of resources I have. The next big advantage I have, I actually was even planning on camping here at this place for a few weeks. Well, for about a week or so. So I'm not in a massive rush to get out. So, and I have really good internet here, and I have 2 weeks worth of food and internet, food and water. So I'm okay. And I may or may not eventually ask for help, but I think I'm going to utilize the resources around me. We're going to dig out a little bit underneath so that the van can lift up. We're going to put some rocks under the tire because there's a bunch of big rocks around here. And then I'm going to use that carpet that somebody left me over there to keep the rocks and prevent it going down. And I bet I can lift this thing out of here pretty quick. And then, yeah, lesson of self. A, please probe where you're going to drive your van, especially going off a road. And B, maybe it is about time I order those traction grips that I wanted to get. Although, to be honest, I'm not completely sure traction grips would help me right now. They might not. I just don't know. So, yeah, we got to get out the shovel. So, I guess this is a good time to talk about. I haven't mentioned it before on the channel. Go get yourself one of these little portable camp shovels. They fold up really small, nice and portable. And I'm just using this to dig out a little bit there. And then I'm going to go grab some rocks. I'm going to go grab some carpet. Maybe I'll go grab that old tire. And other stuff that I can find that's not broken glass. And we'll see if we can build myself a ballast to rise myself out of this predicament I have gotten myself into. So, yeah, wish me luck.
When you find yourself in these types of situations, you think back to what could you have done differently? It's always a good thing to learn from your mistakes. I mean, I could have been stranded in the middle of absolutely nowhere with very few resources, but here's a few lessons to be learned. Number one, anytime you're going out into a different place, you're leaving city centers, make sure you're stocked up. I'm always having at least a few weeks of food and at least a couple weeks of water on board. Make sure that you actually have food and resources, things that if you do get stuck, you actually are not going to, die or something in the wilderness. Just make sure you have that. Obviously, the traction treads is a good thing. It is on my list to get. I just have not had the opportunity to pick them up yet. And this leg of my journey, I'm mostly staying on road. So that's something to consider. And by the way, this is not the first time I've been stuck. I didn't film the first time, which was at a conference. Now that was at a conference at a Bible center up in Pennsylvania. I mean, needless to say, a bunch of people just came out. Yep, get you out. No big deal. Out here, I could have asked for help, but the people who live in Slab City, you don't really want to ask them for help. They might just kill you and take your stuff instead. I don't know. The strange place. Stay tuned for the video upcoming on Slab City. But regardless, we were able to get out of here. The biggest thing to make sure you don't fall into this circumstance to begin with, if in doubt, get out, probe around, walk around. There is not a time anymore after this situation that I don't stop, get out of the van, and walk the ground where I'm planning on driving. If I had done that, and I'll go in and I'll dig my heel into the ground. If my heel doesn't dig in, the van's not going to sink either. So there's definitely lessons to be learned in the middle of all this, and hopefully this video will teach you those lessons as well. Success. I have freed the van. These are the ruts we made initially. Part where the engine had to scrape up to get just enough height. Then we just turned off the anti-traction and just booked it on out of there, and we're able to get out. It's live.